All right. We are going to get things started, I think. Does that sound okay with you, Natasha?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, fantastic. For everyone who joined us today, welcome. Today we will be going over our Bold Ideas 2020 conference platform, Pathable, hosted by the National Center for Healthcare Leadership. We're so excited to show you the platform and get everything kicked off and started. My name is Melanie Standish. I'm one of the co-event planners for this year. I'm typically working with our Leadership Excellence Networks with NCHL, and I'm a program coordinator and researcher. I'm also the lead for our Best Organizations for Leadership Development Award and Program, which will be going on during the week of our conference this year. Natasha, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Melanie. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. My name is Natasha Kassam, and I work with the National Center for Healthcare Leadership on its NCAS program. So I primarily work with all the administrative fellowships, sort of coordination and recruitment for hospitals and health systems, as well as on the graduate program side. And I'm super excited that I had the opportunity this year to work with Melanie to help plan and make our conference possible. So thank you all for joining. We are going to show you a little bit about our platform today, navigating it, creating your profile, how you can network with others, as it is a virtual platform. But it offers a lot of really cool and exciting things you can do. So we're just so excited to share it with you. So I'm gonna pass it over to Melanie, and feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat. We will be monitoring that and ask any questions you may have. But I'll have Melanie share her screen really quickly, and we're gonna show you, we'll start off with, creating a profile and navigating the platform, and then we'll get into kind of going into the networking side of things and scheduling one-on-one meetings with some of the other attendees.
Yeah, so first I would like to mention that I think, Natasha, the logins for everyone are going out today. Is that correct?
Yes, so we've scheduled some, so I think the large majority of folks have probably already gotten their logins. If you are attending just the Leadership Award Ceremony, then your login will be coming out later this afternoon. But if you're attending the conference for the entirety of the week, plus the Leadership Award Ceremony and the Bold Award, then you should have already gotten your login. If not, I'm going to put my information in the chat, so feel free to email me, and I can make sure that the login information is sent to you in case it went to spam.
Thanks, Natasha. So what you're seeing now is our Bold Ideas 2020 event platform, which is largely just run through our Pathable platform, and it is Zoom enabled. So one thing that I'll note to start is that anyone who's accessing HCIC 2020 content is going to have to use anything other than Internet Explorer for your browser. And so I just want to put that off to start. It is known that if you use Internet Explorer as a browser, you want to make sure that you're using something else, whether that be Chrome, Firefox, etc. So just putting that out there, the week of the event, which is November 16th through 20th, please use a browser other than Internet Explorer. This is what our platform looks like when you sign in. So you're going to see the welcome attendees. You're going to see some of our featured events this year. We are honored to give Dr. Beverly Malone the Gail L. Warden Leadership Award, which has its own entire tab for that particular event. We are also honoring all the organizations for our Best Organizations for Leadership Development Award ceremony. And then you can see some of our keynote speakers, as well as our supporters down here as well. So that's what the homepage looks like when you log in. One thing that I would like to note is that when you log in and you access the platform, one thing that we are encouraging everyone to do is to go ahead and edit your profile. So add your bio, add a headshot, write things in that you'd like people to know about you. So if I go into my profile right now, you can see here that I've been able to upload an image, and then we also have a description of myself right here. You can add any tags. So tags are a way for people to kind of search different attributes about you. So if you really love leadership developments and you want to write that down, you could type in leadership development. So when people go into the attendees section, they could say, ooh, who else is really interested in leadership development? Let me find them at this conference. This is also where you can change your password if you need to, and then just add your title, company, etc. So these are essentially all of the options that you have when you are creating your profile. And then you can also get notifications from the platform as well, because other attendees are allowed to message you and kind of set things up and different meetings times with you as well. So that's essentially what the profile looks like. Natasha, anything else I should cover in the way of profiles?
We are creating some tags around the different membership types. So if you are a member of the Lens organization, we'll go ahead and get your Lens tag added. If you are an administrative fellow and part of NCAF, we'll get your NCAF tag added. But as Melanie said, you can create your own tags as well, and that way, if you know, you are interested in one particular thing and someone else's, and they search that tag, you would pop up for them.
Thanks. So with that said, you can show a few different things in the platform. You know, one of the main things obviously is the week of the conference. How can I go add things to my agenda? Where can I join meetings, etc. So if you go over to the agenda tab, you'll see that all of our meetings are already uploaded here. You can add anything you want to your agenda. For me on my end, since I'm listed as a speaker on some things, I won't be able to add it to my agenda because I'll be able to join a meeting differently. But for everything else that I'm not listed as a speaker on, you can see here, if I really want to go to the networking reception and cocktail class, I can add that to my agenda, and then it's going to appear under the My Agenda tab. And so you can see here, I've added a lot of sessions to my agenda, and they're all going to be listed right here. What's really neat about this platform is that you can also do a calendar view. And so I'm able to see, you know, for example, I've added 3 sessions at the same time on this day. Probably not going to work out, but you can do a calendar view to kind of see what you're going to be attending and when everything is going to occur. You know, kind of the nice thing as well is that if I really want to attend this session, developing leadership in a virtual workforce, I'm actually able to add it to my calendar, my Google Calendar, my Outlook calendar. This is all enabled through the Pathable platform. So you're able to kind of download a meeting invite and add it to your actual calendar. So just some exciting features of the platform and kind of how you add things. The one other thing that I'll say too is the day of the meeting, you'll click into the meeting. This is a conference test meeting. Right now, because I'm assigned as a speaker, it's telling me to start the meeting, but when the meeting actually launches, it'll say join meeting. All you're gonna do is you're gonna click on that button. This conference platform is Zoom enabled, so we encourage everyone to have the Zoom app downloaded on your desktop, laptop, whatever you're working off of, because essentially what it's going to do is just take you into another Zoom meeting, and which I'm not going to launch this right now because it's going to kick me out of the current meeting, but essentially it brings you into another Zoom room for you to participate in. So, and then you would just open Zoom meetings. There are 2 different types of meetings you could potentially have. Some of them are set up as webinars. If that's the case, you will not be in the room with everyone else. You will simply just be, you know, watching the speakers as if it was a webinar. Some of our meetings, though, which we'll go more deeper into, called our Idea Labs, which is a really unique feature this year, are going to be a meeting like this where we all see each other, we could all talk to each other, you can unmute, you can collaborate. And so those are the 2 types of meetings that you're going to see. Examples of this is like our award ceremonies. Those are largely going to be webinars. Just because we want you to see who's winning the awards, things like that. And like I said, our Idea Labs, which we can talk about shortly, are where you're going to collaborate with other people in a meeting like this one. Natasha, anything I'm forgetting in that space?
Just one thing. So you'll notice right now on Melanie's profile, the time zone is Central Standard Time. That's because she's located in Chicago. If you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, that time will automatically update to where you are. Our conference agenda, the times are set in Eastern Standard Time. However, with the Pathable platform, it's very convenient for you to just have it automatically put into the time zone you're in. And so that way you'll be on time for all of your sessions.
Thanks, Natasha. Good to point out. All right, so a couple of other things just to note. I'll kind of walk through each of these tabs. Does that sound like a good plan, Natasha?
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you want me to, when you're on the speaker attendees page, go into how to set up the one-on-one meetings, I can do that as well.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah. So under people, this tab right here, you'll see that you can look at speakers or all attendees. When you go to the speakers page, what we've largely done for our speakers is that prior to the event, we wanted all of our speakers to have their bios and headshots uploaded. So you'll see here that for the majority of our speakers, you are going to find that information. What's kind of fun is that if you really wanted to see one of these speakers, if you click on them, you'll actually see what session that they are a part of. So if you really wanted to see Nancy Agee, you can say, oh, I really want to go to her session. What session is she a part of? And because she's linked to her session, you could just go ahead and add it to your agenda. So then, Natasha, did you want to go into how to schedule a meeting maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go back to the attendee page for a second.
Okay.
You can schedule a meeting with Nancy Agee as well if you wanted to, but I'm primarily going to focus on if you wanted to network with some of our other attendees. So when you go to the attendees page, your name should pop up here because you're already registered. And once your profile is updated on your end, you will have a nice headshot and bio and tags as well. But let's say I wanted to have a meeting with Leanne Swanson. She's our CEO. I'm just going to pick on her. You would scroll down. You can search for her name, or you can scroll down and find her. And once you click on her profile, you'll have the opportunity to send a message. And essentially, if you send a message, it's very similar to a direct message, whether you're on LinkedIn or Facebook or starting a conversation with someone. And it could just be very simple as like, hi, how are you? So excited to meet you. And you can send it that way. And then on Leanne's end, she'll get a little notification in her inbox that, you know, Natasha messaged her. The other thing you can do is you could schedule a meeting with her. So if you click schedule meeting, we have allocated break times throughout our agenda where you can network with folks, and you can also network and set one-on-one meetings up prior to the start of the day, since most of our events are starting at noon Eastern, or afterwards. And it's pretty much open anytime between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I would schedule a meeting with Leanne by pressing continue, and I can pick a date and a time. So all of the available times that that are open will be on here, and I can pick a slot Monday, November 2nd, Friday, November 6th, whenever I'd like, since the platform is available starting today. Put in my information of who I am. I can put in my company, I can put in my first name, and then a little description about, you know, what I want to talk to her about. Once the invitation gets sent, Leanne will get a notification that I have requested a meeting. The meeting will essentially be on your agenda, and you can add it into your calendar. However, it's not confirmed until Leanne confirms it on her end. So she can propose a new time, she can decline it, and if it is declined, it, you know, you'll know on your agenda. So this is a great way for you to meet people, and we definitely encourage you to utilize this option. You know, we've made it accessible 2 weeks prior to, and even after the conference is over, you won't be able to schedule one-on-one meetings, but you'll be able to potentially go in and send someone a message. But we do encourage you utilize this option and meet folks because it's a great sort of tool since we are not in person to do that networking.
Thanks, Natasha. And on the topic of conversations as well, I think I should be able to see, you know, the history of my inbox and conversations that I've tried to start. You can see here that a month ago I messaged Natasha, hello. And then you can also see that I messaged Leanne, hi, how are you? And then I'm able to go in and kind of track and see if she's responded to me or not. So that's where you can find the conversations. We also have public forums as well that I'd like to point out. So right now we have our first forum started that we encourage everyone to go in and start introducing each other or yourselves to each other. You know, we have a brief icebreaker. Let's kick things off, introduce your name, your organization role, what session you're most excited for, and once the pandemic is over, where would you love to travel to? Our goal for this conference, as we know that, a virtual format is new for a lot of people, is to kind of just keep things engaged as if you were actually in person. We might not ever get that full effect, but this is just one way where you can try to engage with people virtually and start some of those key conversations that you would normally get just by running into people in your sessions that you visit. So we encourage everyone to go ahead and introduce themselves and start engaging with the platform. You can also start new conversations. So, there's usually ways at conferences to get together with people, talk about different topics. If you wanted to start your own conversation and ask people if they're interested in a specific topic, like virtual leadership development, start a forum for it, begin talking about it. We encourage everyone to kind of talk with one another and make it as engaging as possible. Let's see, Natasha, would you like to talk about maybe the virtual booths?
Yes, absolutely. So if you go into our virtual booths section, you'll see all of our NCHL corporate members, as well as any of our sponsors that we've gotten for the Human Capital Investment Conference. Each of the organizations has set up a page where you can download documents, you can talk to them if you wanted to schedule a meeting and just learn a little bit more about their organization. So I'm going to have Melanie go into one of the pages. Maybe we'll go into the page for First Group just to take a look and see what the page looks like. So as you can see here, First Group has a little bit about their organization. They've got some tags as well. So if you search, for example, succession planning, their page will pop up on our platform for this conference, and then you can go directly into there. So you can look vendors and not vendors, but sponsors up by different tags that they've set up, or you can just go into the virtual booth option and see. If I wanted to potentially have a conversation with them that would be open to the public, I can start a new conversation, very similar to the conversations tab that Melanie just showed us. If I wanted to request some more information, I can click the request information portion and include a message. Now, by sending a request, they'll get access to my profile and they can contact me directly. And I can even put in here, hey, I would love to meet with you one-on-one and learn more about First Group. And, that way they know that they can set up a meeting with me. So that's one way of, being very proactive and interacting. If you do not want to take that first step, that's okay. If you simply just wanted to come in here and read a little bit about it, that's okay too. We are doing a little fun raffle, which I wanted to share. So for anyone who visits at least 5 of our virtual booths in different organizations, your name will be put into a raffle to win a book from our bookstore, which Melanie will go into later. So definitely we encourage you to check out our virtual booths. We have a couple of other raffles going on as well, which we'll talk about. But if you go to at least 5 of our booths in this section, then your name will be put in to win a book from one of our speakers.
Which I can show you all real quick. We have this fun zone section, and this is where you can actually find our virtual bookstore. So you can see here, and this might get updated if speakers have any additional books that they'd like to feature. It's updated so that there's a brief description of what the book is, and then when the speaker is speaking. So J.R. Martinez is the opening keynote of our event, and he is speaking on Tuesday, November 17th. And so when you go into here, you can see, oh, they have books, and this is when they're speaking. And so we've kind of set it up to do it that way. The links, we are not controlling purchases. They go directly to where they can purchase the book. So in JR's case, it's going to redirect, I believe, to his website and merchandise page. And so it'll link you to where you can go get a book. But again, if you visit our virtual booths 5 times, you have the opportunity to potentially win one of these books. And so in that case, we would coordinate with you to send the book of your choice from our bookstore to you directly. So very exciting opportunity to kind of further engage with some of the content that our speakers are presenting on. The other thing that is new, but I would still like to note, is this social media page. Let's see if it updates. Oh, it's not updating right now. 1 second. There we go. So we have this little link embedded that's currently following the hashtag HCIC 2020. So when you follow that hashtag and you go into our social media page, you're going to see within the last 7 days the tweets that hashtagged HCIC 2020. So as you can see here, our NCHL leadership account has tweeted something, and you can also see that I've tweeted something as well. So we encourage everyone that as you're going through the different events, feel free to tweet things. It'll appear right here. If you have a thought on, the opening keynote that you'd really like to share and you want to tag JR Martinez in it on Twitter, go for it. It's going to appear up here. We're also going to do our best on the NCHL side to retweet any thoughts and keep things engaged on our end. So this is just one more additional way to engage in social media as a further extension of the conference. So that's just one other additional feature. Let's see, Natasha, what are we forgetting?
Should we go into the Gail L. Warden Leadership Award page?
Sure, let's do it.
So I know Melanie mentioned this earlier. We are honoring Dr. Beverly Malone this year. So this event is included with your conference registration. So feel free to go in and just click RSVP, and that will add this to your agenda so that you are able to come to the session. And if we go back, you can read a little bit more about Dr. Malone, as well as look at the agenda, award ceremony agenda. And we do have 2 featured speakers during this event. We are going to be hearing from Ed Bastian, who is the CEO of Delta Airlines, kind of talking about leadership and what it's been like during, leading during a pandemic, but also, and how that relates to healthcare. And then we'll also be getting a state of healthcare from Rick Pollack, who's the president and CEO of the American Hospital Association, as well as hearing from Dr. Malone herself. So really some great stuff here. So make sure that, you do RSVP for that and attend.
Great. It should be a phenomenal event. We're really excited for it. So again, can't encourage everyone enough to attend. We've also had some incredible award sponsors this year that you can view over here and take a look at our Leadership Award Selection Committee as well. Some final things that I would just like to highlight in general about the conference and things that you should attend and be excited for. First of all, we have a pre-conference National Center for Healthcare Leadership Get to Know Us session. In this session, we're planning kind of like an interactive way to help you get to know us and the different work that we do. If this is the first time you've heard of us or attending our conference, this is especially a great way to start meeting the NCHL team and just kind of our 3 premier programs that we run. Following that, on Monday, November 16th, we have the networking reception and cocktail class. I think Natasha and I are extremely excited about this event because we actually have signature cocktails for our Bold Ideas event. We have the Blueberry Old Fashioned playing on the bold words, and then we also have the Ideas Soda. So it's both a cocktail and a mocktail. We encourage everyone to go out and buy the ingredients if you'd like. I mean, of course, you could just learn how to do it with our live cocktail instructor, but one thing to note is that prior to the event, you can make a blueberry syrup for this cocktail, and you can make the cocktail live along with the cocktail instructor. And so take a look at the ingredients, see what you would like to make and do. You're more than welcome to just watch. This won't only be a cocktail class, it's also a networking reception, so you can begin to meet all of the event attendees. And so we're actually going to do some speed networking where we divide everyone up into breakout groups, and we're going to have some like icebreaker type questions so that everyone can begin to engage and prep for our keynote speaker on Tuesday. And so just one really exciting event that I would like to highlight. There's also the the recipes are right here, but there's also the file called Cocktail Recipes here that has all the additional information. We will also be doing a raffle for those who attend of the cocktail book from our cocktail instructor, Jeremy Gentile, his book In Good Spirits. So please attend. You'll have a chance to be put into that raffle, and it should be a really great time. We're really excited to have him be the instructor.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of raffles, I would like to add that Melanie touched upon our pre-conference Get to Know Us. So if you do attend that session, which we encourage you to attend and come learn about us, your name will also be put into a drawing for another raffle. So we're going to have 3 raffles in total, but if you do attend the NCHL Get to Know Us, you would be put into a raffle to win a book from any one of our speakers in our bookstore. So if you get picked, you can choose one of your choosing from that bookstore and, you know, take away from one of our speakers. So I did want to add that as well.
Thanks, Natasha. You know, a couple of other, you know, there's some fantastic sessions that we'd like to encourage everyone to attend, but I'm going to highlight a few more. New this year is actually these idea labs. The entire idea of our idea labs is that there are these breakout sessions, and there's 3 tracks. We have building and sustaining a workforce, reinforcing inclusive organizations, and then partnerships and boundary spanning. You likely registered for a track coming into the conference. I'll highlight that you are welcome to change the track that you are assigned to. If you really want to attend 1A for building and sustaining a workforce, but then you wanted to jump over to mentoring diverse leaders, you're more than welcome to do that. The idea of these sessions is that they're engaging and collaborative. So each speaker is assigned to about a 10 to 15 minute presentation on the topic they were assigned to. It could be background, the state of the research on the topic, a case study, etc. And then they're going to lead a discussion with all the attendees to kind of talk about some solutions to some of our major problems in the healthcare human capital space today. So we encourage everyone to attend these. What's really exciting is that we will have some student note takers in the session, and we're going to be releasing a change packet following the event. So it'll be a culmination of all of the ideas that are in these sessions that we'll be sending out to event attendees to have and take back to their organization. So if you're just want to engage, not keen on taking notes, what's really exciting is this is something that's a very tangible, I guess, product or outcome of the conference that you'll be able to take back to your organizations with you. So again, we really encourage you to attend these particular events. I think those are the main things to highlight. Again, there's some phenomenal sessions in general, some great keynote speakers, some fantastic panels. So it's really going to be a great conference, and we look forward to everyone attending. Natasha, is there anything else that you would like to highlight?
No, I think we've covered everything. So if you haven't gotten your email, please feel free to shoot us an email. I'm going to share my screen really quickly with our contact information in case you don't have it. Give me just 1 second. So my information along with Melanie's information is here. In case you haven't gotten the email from Pathable yet, or you have any questions or concerns, please save the Pathable link to your favorites. It's where you're going to be accessing all of the events throughout the week. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat or come on camera. We'd love to hear from you.
And for those people who might have been late in joining, just so you know, this is recorded. We're going to try and embed it actually in the Pathable platform. So when you log in, you'll be able to click on this video and kind of get a run through of the platform. But again, happy to answer any questions at this time, and we'll stay on for a few minutes just in case there are any.
You did a good job. No questions.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm sure we'll get plenty of questions the week of, or as people set up their profiles, which again, absolutely okay if you need to email us.
Thanks, Melanie.
Great. Well, if there are no other questions, we can probably hop off. Thanks everyone for joining, and we're excited to see you virtually at the annual Human Capital Investment Conference, Bold Ideas, November 16th through 20th. Have a good one.